Hello and welcome back to Talking Stories. As always, I am your host Ben, and this week I am joined by a lovely lady by the name of Alice, and I'm about to go out and meet her in a park right now to have a bit of a conversation and all that jazz. But before the video begins, I would like to remind people, could you please like, comment, and subscribe? That would help me more than you can imagine. So, give us a hand. Cheers, we'll see you in just a second. Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome back to Talking Stories, and I'm joined by this lovely lady. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Alice.
All right, we will get right into it. So, just starting off with work life, what do you do for a job?
So I work for myself, and I'm a separation and divorce coach. So I support women who have older teens or adult children going through the transition from being a mum to not being a mum, but also from being married to not being married anymore.
Yeah. So you're dealing with it's basically almost like a bordering on psychology as well.
Yeah. So my background is in psychology. So I have a science degree with honours in psychology, and I've done a lot of coaching and personal development stuff before.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is an extension to that with life coaching.
And how long have you been doing that for?
So I've been coaching since October of last year, and really starting to build into my business at the moment, which is the hard part because I like working with people, but all the business stuff is actually it's just a whole nother kettle of fish, right?
Yeah, because you want to focus on the goal, what you're going for, but there's all the little foundations that keep the thing running.
Yeah, and being able to how do you get your message out there to people who you want to be able to help, right?
Yeah, hit the right target.
How do you do your marketing? And so that's a whole nother aspect of learning, right? And how do you do the basic runnings of business? And, oh my God, there's so much stuff.
Of course. And more specifically onto that, how does let's get rid of all the boring business stuff. How does doing your job make you feel personally?
Oh God, I love it so much. It's such a privilege to be able to support someone as they go through this space, where they don't really know who they are anymore. I've been through it myself, where you've been in a relationship for a really, really long time, and then you don't know a life outside of that. So you're suddenly given this clean slate. You're like, I've been looking after everybody else for all of these years, my husband for so many years, my kids for so many years. I don't even know what to do with myself anymore.
Yeah.
So I find it incredibly rewarding, in particular watching women going from I don't know who I am, I don't even know what I like, to or I don't even feel good about myself, right?
Yeah.
To then transitioning into I'm really important, and the things that I like I'm allowed to like, and actually what do I want to do with my life? What are my dreams now? And just watching them get their confidence back is just such a privilege, and I love it.
Yeah. I've my wife's cousin has been through a divorce, and she's starting her own wellness clinic.
Oh, really?
And she we went to her wellness her first day that she did it, and my wife helped with the projector and all that sort of stuff, and it was amazing, and it was so great to see her just fully on her own feet, and just she was almost surprising herself, but just so on the ball and just knew exactly what she was doing, and it was amazing to see her do that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it is really great.
So I imagine this is what you've been working towards for a while, but the next question is what job would you love to do over everything else? And you're probably doing it, maybe.
Yeah, it's very much in this vein. So generally overall, I love seeing women empowered, living their best lives ever. Men as well. We only have this short space of time on this earth. I think we should be enjoying it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of ideal job, we're looking at a dog drinking.
Yeah, I was like, what does that sound?
But in terms of life aspirations, it's really just about helping people, making sure that all of us get to enjoy our time here on this planet, and eventually I'd like to extend supporting women in countries that don't have the same privileges that I have, being born here in Western Australia, right?
Yeah.
Years ago I had an experience in Bali I was talking to this lady, and it was quite a while ago in Bali, so there was limited English, and we were chatting, and she was talking about her child, and I said, "Oh, where's your child? Is he at home?" Because, "Oh no, he's on another island." And we had children of a similar age, and I was just, profoundly struck that this woman's opportunity to spend time with her children was so much different to mine, because she had to work to support that child, and here I am holidaying in Bali. And the only difference between her and I is that we were born in different countries.
Of course.
So ultimately, I would love to empower and support, other women in positions to make. Yeah.
And as we move forward, technology might allow that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Things are expanding quite exponentially. So.
Yeah, actually, it's really interesting that you say that. So, as part of me developing my business, I've hired a lady in Bali, which, as you know, because of COVID, is not doing so great because they can't have tourists. And so, the bit of work that she does to help me with my admin stuff, that stuff I was saying before, I'm like, that helps support her and her community. So,
yeah, great. Perfect. All right. So, moving away from the job side, do you remember how you were described as a child?
Oh, I was probably described as really smart.
Okay.
Oh, we've got more dogs.
We've got a visitor.
Hello.
There you go, mate.
Yeah, probably really smart, depending on what part of childhood you talk about.
Yeah.
Probably quite aloof in some ways, like I kept to myself quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of around the age of like 7 or 8 before you kind of get that sense of like identity, like where you're just kind of like a free spirit, I guess.
Probably really arty, I suppose, as well. Yeah, I used
Creative.
to do a lot of drawing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Something like that.
Cool. All right, and how does your social circle make you feel?
Oh, I love my social circles. There's different social circles, right?
Yeah, okay.
And, especially since, being separated and divorced and moving on, I'm really fussy about who I spend my time with. So if I don't like hanging out with them and they don't bring me joy, I don't hang out with them.
Yeah, simple as that.
Really?
Just, simple yes or no. Like.
Yeah, if I like hanging out with people, I continue to hang out with them.
Perfect.
That's why they're my social circle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. And so out of everyone that you've met in your life, who has inspired you the most?
Who has inspired me the most? Oof, that's a hard question. Out of everyone that I've met, I've got a good friend, and she lives in Brisbane, so not far from where your family lives, and she's just, and I knew her from a coaching background, so she was a coach in a personal development program that I did, and and she really changed her life in terms of, she went away and she got married and she had a kid, and that was really hard for her, but she's always really positive and always really kind and always really open, and even though I wasn't necessarily the best friend, like always open arms to me, and always that way with other people, but also very successfully business-wise, and she's also got a psychology background as well. And she inspires me because she continues to challenge herself and just to be lovely and humble with other people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, and back to you. What is one of your most important values?
Integrity.
Integrity?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Because integrity to me means living in alignment with what's important to you. So for me it means how I operate on a daily basis is consistent with my beliefs. How I interact with other people is consistent with my beliefs. So that's why integrity is important to me, and I always feel grounded when I'm operating in integrity. And I know that no matter what happens around me, as long as I'm always honouring myself and what I feel is right for me, then I'm quite content. It doesn't mean that things always go perfectly, because they don't. That's life.
That's life. Yeah.
But as long as I'm doing what I feel is right for me, and doing the right thing by other people as well, consistent with my values, then I feel pretty grounded and content with life.
So you've done a lot of meditating on your own decisions and figured out, like, this is why I did this and I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I do a lot of journaling.
Okay, personal journaling.
Yeah, personal journaling. Read a lot of books. I think as human beings we kind of, we fluctuate a lot around, well, what does this mean? What does that mean? We've got influences coming at us from social media, from the general media, from other people. You should do this and you should do that. And as long as you're always, again, consistent with what you feel is right. You have to keep checking it because it's constantly being questioned,
Yeah.
I suppose, in
Keep
one way.
updating it.
Yeah.
I agree for sure. Okay, do you find that you spend more time thinking about the past, present, or future, just in a general sense?
I think at the moment I think more about the future. And the reason that I think I spend more time thinking about the future going forward is because I know that that's where, it sounds funny, that's where my happiness lies. And it's not to say that I'm not happy today and I'm not enjoying life today, but in terms of, the place that I'm working towards or moving towards or, being motivated to step towards, that's the future out there. So yeah, I probably think more about that.
Cool. And I imagine, the right now was just the future thinking that you did last week. And
for sure.
Before, and
for
so
sure.
sort of setting yourself up in advance. Like,
yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah, thinking about those things.
Yeah.
Got wet nose.
Could you tell me what you're most excited about right now in your life?
Most excited about in my life right now. Am I allowed to say a man?
You can do that for sure.
Yes, no, I've met a really lovely man in the last few months and I just really enjoy spending time with him.
Great.
He's really kind and very gentle. Again, somebody who is curious about the world, really, integrity is a high value for him as well. So, yeah, I enjoy being with him.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll just be, all lustful. I'm like, I'm excited about a man.
That's it. Okay. Could you describe a negative situation that held you back from a healthy decision at any time in your life?
A negative situation that held me back from a healthy decision. Sorry, say it again. A negative situation that held me back from
a healthy decision.
Look, I think a negative situation would be, like being in my marriage, but also in circumstances where, you're considering everybody else's needs above my own. So I've probably stayed longer than I should have.
Okay.
So I don't know that it's a negative situation per se because, when I'm talking about those things, it's like, the impact it'll have on family or, the position that I was in terms of being a stay-at-home mum and not the main breadwinner. So, I couldn't just go, financially, I couldn't step out of this because I couldn't, right? So it wasn't healthy for me to stay there, but I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Could you explain a time where you decided to, or like just tell a story about a time that you decided to turn a new chapter in your life?
Oh, goodness!
And the motivation behind it.
A story where I changed motivation.
Where you turned a corner in your life, like started a new chapter.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is really present for me, obviously, right now. And it was, after I decided that I was going to get divorced, first of all, there's the shock of it all, and it's a bit overwhelming, and you don't know where to start. And I guess the turning point for me was like, okay, after that kind of had settled enough, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to have this be my story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to have this be the thing that has me downward spiral, and then be the conversation about my life going forward. I'm like, no, I'm going to have this be the turning point where I go, this is what happened, I made a decision, and my life soared from there on. Yeah.
Perfect. And, okay. All right, that answers it. That's fine. When was the last time you did something just for yourself, not including things that like make you feel bad when you're sad or anything?
Oh God, I definitely went to the coffee shop this morning.
Okay, fair enough. That'll do.
Yeah.
Life's little victories.
Oh hell yeah, every day.
Perfect. Okay, what is a terrible decision that you made in the past, and how do you benefit from it now?
Oh, a terrible decision I made in the past. Gosh, I haven't thought about these sorts of things for a while. Terrible decision I made in the past. I can't really think of one. I'm sure I've made heaps of them.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are.
Yeah, look, I think I'm just thinking of a simple example. Like, it would be not necessarily a terrible decision, but when I didn't fully, someone suggests, oh, it's a good idea if you register this kind of address for your business, for example, and these are the reasons. But rather than fully checking it out myself, I just went with it and then realised that I'd wasted like $600-700.
Oh, right, okay. All right.
I mean, you wouldn't necessarily call it a terrible decision, but it's not a smart one.
Yeah, fair enough. All good. Okay. Oh, and this is the last question. So you've seen a kangaroo hop before,
Yes.
but have you ever seen a kangaroo swim?
Only on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah. So you have seen them swim?
Not in person, but
Okay.
yeah.
But okay. You're the first person that said yes. Like the snake, the sort
Yeah,
of.
they're like, woo!
Yeah. Cool. You're the first one that has seen.
Yes! Winning!
Perfect. Yeah. Well, that's everything.
Awesome. Well, it's
Perfect.
nice to talk to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Super
it a lot.
welcome.
And I have a mystery gift.
A mystery gift? Oh,
Yeah,
this is
at the-
definitely a mystery.
At the end, you can either have a slinky, a like little paddle thing,
It's like a party trick, right?
yeah, a little lolly, some bubbles.
Definitely the bubbles.
The bubbles are very popular.
Yeah. Well, they say kids go over bubbles,
Yep.
I'm not afraid to play with bubbles.
I shouldn't deny the bouncy balls either. Oh,
Oh, God.
yeah, the
Right.
wind is blowing into the wind.
All right, I will hand these over to a small child if we can.
Perfect. Cool. All right.
Too
Appreciate it.
easy.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Also, a notable coincidence that happened when we were sitting down, approaching the table, we just happened to find a little guitar pick sitting on the bench there that just so happened to have Alice's name on it. And so we took a photo, and that should be appearing there. And what a nice little memento for her to hold on to. What a coincidence. So I really hope you liked that. I certainly did. Massive shout outs to you, Alice. You're a legend. Thanks for an enlightening conversation. Really loved the optimism, the joy, the excitement, and everything she said. It was great. And I particularly would like to mention her point on personal journaling. I've done it a little bit before, just to, get your thoughts on paper. It's a good thing, if you're feeling a bit neurotic about yourself, it really helps. So if anyone does that, let me know in the comments. That sounds great. And it's just so nice to hear that she took, such a stressful point in her life and through her own positivity and optimism and all around smarts turned that into a positive way to impact other people's lives. And I love that. And if you love that as well, then let everyone know in the comments, because why not spread the love? And speaking of spreading the love, if you haven't already, please leave a like and another comment. If you've already left one, you might as well leave another one. And a subscription would help me out amazingly. Anyways, we will see you on the next one. You guys are all awesome, and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Take it easy.